But I don't want to. And take this thing back.
But Ian, it's a gift.
I don't need it. I don't need any of this. I'm...
Get out.
I didn't mean to.
Get out.
I was quite surprised to find a flag in the drawer. I'm sure it would not have pleased the Lord Protector to see our symbol of power tucked away in a nightstand. The barrels were filled with rum. I wouldn't be surprised if they were placed there on special request. I wondered if everything was all right inside.
I know you are out there, and even though Mother taught me to address you properly, I know your language is different from ours. Please, hear my prayer. Listen to my heart. I'm begging you to just help me this one time. I want you to see my struggle with the life you chose for me. I feel trapped, and I see no way out. You are the only one I can turn to. Please, tell me what to do. Give me a sign.
The playing cards, strewn everywhere, seemed to indicate that the sailors liked to play games. I preferred to write in my journal, rather than occupying myself with such silly things. Boxes, big and small, were everywhere on the Herald. I wondered what was inside the one on the table, but I didn't dare to open it. On the table stood an open bottle of wine, and there it remained for the rest of the voyage. Maybe I should have taken it to the galley to be used as vinegar. The apples reminded me of home. Looking out of the window of my small room, I used to dream about this journey while staring at the fruit trees in the garden. All crew carried luggage, some of them more than others, but nobody carried as much junk as Hjalmar Olsen. Why? I had no idea. All the soap in the world can't get the briny smell of the sea out of a sailor's socks, let alone the other pungent odours. I'll admit I did consider trying on the blue coat, but the chance of someone noticing was too high. Most books I found in the crew quarters were racy accounts of comical adventures, so it was quite surprising to me that my crewmate Arthur was reading works by Chaucer. It was getting late. I had to go to bed. The capstan is a rotating device that is used to apply force to ropes, cables and hawsers, but I've heard that some captains tie disobedient sailors to it, with their arms and legs spread across the levers. It was getting late. I had to go to bed.
All hands on deck. The sun is out and breakfast is served on the gun deck. You too, boy. Ian!
Oh, I'm not well, sir. It's probably the food from last night. I don't really feel like eating anything right now.
Oh, really? Well, I don't trust Andra's bangers and mash either, but you won't make me believe that they made you sick. That would be way too convenient for you.
I'm not lying, Caleb. My stomach tells me that something's wrong.
That's Mr. Haywood to you, boy. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You heard that Ludlow was sick this morning, so you're trying to blame it on the food. Nice try, boy. Now get up and start running.
No, I won't. You can't force me. I'm going on strike.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, kid. You wouldn't last a day.
Excuse me, but I could take over the boys' duties for today, if that is necessary.
You the new guy. Rensburg, ain't it? I'm Haywood, boatswain on this here ship. If you want to help, you could report to Officer Brunswick at the helm. Needs his boy to do an errand for him. But since this wretch won't get out of bed, I don't mind you doing it. Though, if I were you, I wouldn't do no favor for that lazy kid.
No problem, Haywood. I'll get right to it.
Just follow the instructions Officer Brunswick gives you. Now, off to the helm with you.
All day long you could hear the chickens cackle. Though the meat was reserved for friends of the captain, their eggs were a special treat for the crew at weekends.
Seasick again.
As strapping as sailors come, even they can't lift most cargo without the use of a dolly winch. The captain's cabin was strictly off limits without an invitation from the captain himself.
I don't need them, Captain. Might I suggest we raise the studding sails to maximize our speed?
I still want to see them, Rupert. Where is that boy of yours? Get him to fetch the maps.
I haven't seen him this morning. It's possible that he's still...
Ah, good morning, Rensburg. Nice to see you up and running. Rupert, have you made the acquaintance of Devan Rensburg yet? He's our new sailor.
No, I haven't, sir. Rupert Brunswick, First Officer and Navigator. Nice to meet you.
Good. Now, Rensburg, have you by any chance seen a boy named Ian this morning?
He is ill, Captain. Not feeling well at all, he said. So I'm taking his place for today.
When is that boy going to step up his game, Rupert? He's your student. Discipline him, or I will.
Ian seems a bit unhappy, Captain. Maybe we should give the boy some space?
Nonsense. The boy is weak. He needs to be dealt with swiftly, lest he never become a man.
I agree that Ian might be a bit weak, frail even. But a man with his gentleness is something the world might benefit from one day.
Some say you're soft, officer. But I appreciate your honesty. There is no denying that it has got you quite far in life.
Please, just leave the boy for a day. I'm sure Rensburg will do fine in his stead. Right, Rensburg?
I'll do my best, sir. What should I do first?
The captain would like to see my maps. Since Ian's not here, I'd like you to fetch them for me. My map of the European coast should be somewhere in my desk. I'll tell you a secret. I keep a spare key to my cabin in the pitcher in the officer's hallway.
A brass sign forbade anyone but passengers and officers to enter the deck house. It appeared to have been placed quite recently. The captain's cabin was strictly off limits without an invitation from the captain himself. The pitcher contained a spare key to Officer Brunswick's cabin. On the writing slope lay a detailed map of the African coast, the sea full of lines, markings and notes I didn't understand. Looking through the Merchant Navy's handbook, I discovered that officers are usually allowed to carry guns, but other members of the crew are not. A beautiful brass sextant was sitting on Brunswick's writing slope. I recall a teacher telling me how this complex device works, but I'll be damned if I can remember. A small collection of astronomy books betrayed Brunswick's fascination with the celestial bodies. Maybe this was the secret to his success as a navigator. I got the sudden urge to write something obscene in one of Brunswick's books. I realized that this was an incredibly stupid idea. On the top shelf stood a portrait of a stern-looking man. I later learned it was Brunswick's mother. I was surprised to find Brunswick's spyglass in here. You'd think a navigator would keep that with him at all times. The entire bookcase was devoted to poetry. Among them were some of the most famous works by Shakespeare, Byron, and Poe. A painting of the night sky was hanging on the wall. The use of colours was striking. One of the paintings on Brunswick's wall was a depiction of the Battle of the final battle of the Anglo-Dutch War. One of the paintings depicted 3 white boys playing with a ball in a sunlit square. On the writing slope lay a broken compass lay shattered inside Brunswick's desk. It was a shame to see such a delicate object destroyed. I found Brunswick's maps of the European coast inside the drawer of his desk.
What took you so long? Were you lost? My cabin isn't that big, you know.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll ensure that I'm faster next time.
Ian would have done such a simple task in mere seconds.
Give me the maps, Ransberg. Well, that's convenient. According to these calculations, raising the studding sails might double our speed. Ransberg, find Boatswain Haywood and ask him where he keeps his studding sails. He's probably somewhere near his workshop.